From
Snake,
Young Link.
Yep, Sheik. Of course, he said he dropped Sheik, but I feel like if he has the opportunity to play Sheik, he will. But versus Peach, he does favor that Young Link. He does have a lot of faith in Young Link in this matchup, and he has grinded this matchup a lot with Meru, of course. There's the down tilt, nice extension. Mr. R playing Young Link, having a lot of room to control space with the projectiles with the disjoints as well. But Baali right now, he's looking strong. Yeah, he's looking extremely strong.
This aggressive ledge trapping coming out from Baali, and that should be Mr. R. No, not quite. Little bit of extra distance on that up B, just allowing Mr. R to get back. But he has not come out of this corner in the past 30 seconds.
But now that he has some good confirms, the boomerang, the arrow, and now the up air, Mr. R is very on point with his conversions, especially knowing what Super Sammy puts on the board. He can steal those, and look at that. Baali, though, talking about stealing those, he stole that stock in no time. Great conversion right there by the Peach player here in game number 1, taking the early lead versus Mr. R. That's no easy feat.
Indeed, it is not. And now this is kind of one of the things that Young Link can struggle in. He's not able to get those confirms, which he could there. He can struggle to get the KOs sometimes, but Mr. R able to find it without too much of a deficit.
Yep, very well done right there. And I do believe that is going to be Mr. R back in neutral. That is going to be control handed over to Mr. R's Young Link. We see the boomerangs pulled out, but as soon as Mr. R throws out those close quarter hitboxes to intercept Peach, that is when Baali strikes. Look at that, the Nair getting beaten time and time again. Very good job right there by Baali, knowing when it is his time to strike. It is when Mr. R moves forward, but Mr. R does not let Baali get much more outside of those stray hits. Look at that. The down air is going to help him get back. Start with the Nair. The tech chase, the boomerang into the Zair. Interesting follow-up right there. Felt like if he was a little bit more aware, he could have gotten more. But still getting a follow-up that goes to show how experienced Mr. R is, knowing what he can do in that specific scenario.
Peach currently sitting on 163. Finally using that stock to that Nair. Deceptively powerful. Definitely one of those moves that doesn't sound as strong as it is.
There's a down throw into the backer, into another backer, into the arrow as well. And the landing catch with the boomerang. Mr. R showing some great conversions right here on the Toon Link. Into the forward air. That's a lap on percents. And Baali is struggling to make it past Mr. R's barrage of hitboxes. This is a neutral game. The turnip gonna fly far, but not quite fast enough to really intercept Mr. R's neutral game. There's the arrow. The down smash, a rare move for Peach players, but Baali utilizing it at the right time to get that hit. But once again, it's a lot of stray hits, but nothing big.
Get another forward throw, but Baali not quite with the sort of oppressive ledge trapping that we were seeing at the beginning of the game. I say as he gets that forward air to take Mr. R's second stock, and now we're at the last stock situation, but quite the deficit he has to come back from. Any mistake will be the end of the game, and there it is, Mr. R taking it with the JV2 in that game number 1.
The JV2, the dash attack to cover, combined with the returning boomerang. A lasting hitbox comboing into that dash attack. Very, very well done. Mr. R just so good at that methodical gameplay, at covering your options, at making sure that you have no room to set up your flow pressure. And that is very, very rare for Peach players.
Yeah.
Usually Peach the dominant force in neutral, but if there's a character like Young Link versus a player like Mr. R, it's going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah, Young Link just having so much zone control alongside, having the long-range arrows and the boomerangs, as well as having a sword, just having such good low-lag CQC options. That Nair comes up frame 4 and having very, very low lag. I think like three of Young Link's aerials are like -3 or -4 on block, something crazy like that.
Amazing pressure tools with all of them have combo potential as well. And I mean, that's just one of those things. Young Link is a character of strengths and weaknesses, and if you do not abuse his weaknesses, for example, his recovery, you just get dominated. and you need a lot of knowledge of the character to abuse those weaknesses. And in this scenario, it's just Mr. R knowing exactly what he wants to do and how to abuse Peach's weaknesses on the other side of the spectrum, right?
Yeah. Even after missing that nair, he still had something that he could use to capitalize. What could confirm using the turnip right there.
The Z drop into the nair, into another nair. Such amazing presence of mind by Mr. R, knowing how to utilize items perfectly for his combos. Of course, Young Link, one of the few item characters as well. And Baali getting those down throws, but as we mentioned, they're one-off hits, they're stray hits. Mr. R just wants to make it back to neutral and then just convert into his advantage state. The Z drop on the bomb, the returning boomerang not quite connecting, just a few frames off right there.
Good stuff to Mr. R, going for the slightly higher recovery to avoid the potential edge guard from the Toad.
There's Baali utilizing the neutral air, walling out. The grab on the normal get a very good timing, but at 164, there's still no KO, and Young Link, if you do not abuse his recovery, you do not get good results. There's the dash attack, there's the finisher for Baali, but look at the percentage difference. It's looking rough for our Scandinavian hero right here. There's the downer on the recovery, and the, good tech by Baali. He needed that to not shoot out towards a butt. Mr. R just keeping the pressure up time and time again. It's such an amazing performance right here. Such a seminar on keeping active and keeping your traps going one after another. Let's see what happens here.
All these little trades here, not the best for Baali. He's usually a character that's absolutely fine with trades if she's not operating at this kind of deficit, but all right, Baali finally getting that second stock off. Not too much of a deficit, only 40%. That's one solid combo coming out from Peach. But is Mr. R even going to allow that combo to come to pass?
Oh, and there's the landing backer into another one, pushing Baali into the ledge once again. And here are the projectile traps. That was the boomerang startup. One of the weaknesses of that move is the insane startup for the boomerang. But Mr. R just returning to neutral and once again setting up his zone, setting up the projectiles, just assaulting Baali left and right with all the B-button projectiles he can muster. Baali making his way to the close range, finds a nothing here. Mr. R just patiently returning to the mid-range and just making his way back to the long-range game where he can set up his trap, and there is the decisive hit, the forward air to close out game number 2. A little bit of a slow roll, but